That is the last time I am looking for buried treasure. Because nobody else can do it like Indiana Jones can. And you could blame him, or Harrison Ford, or Steven Spielberg, or George Lucas, I guess, although he has committed other sins. Okay. Anyway, regardless, there's no debating that the Indiana Jones movies are classic action adventure or movies from the 80s. I mean, I remember watching them when I was kind of an older kid. I think I was like around 10 or 12 when my parents sat the family down and we watched the Indiana Jones original trilogy. Ironically, I actually saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull first. My dad took me and my sister, and the theater was packed. And the funny thing was, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I personally liked it okay. I know it's gotten a bit of a backlash, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. There's a couple silly things, but I would argue that the Star Wars prequels were the ones that jumped the shark. It was just that in Indiana Jones there were a couple scenes that were just kind of stupid. Like, to me, when I first saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the only scene I thought was inherently stupid was the waterfall scene, like the 3 times it drops. That was the one time when I was actually watching the film where I said, oh, come on, please. But then again, I didn't really have the eye for stupid stuff like I do today. As for how I feel about the other Indiana Jones movies, I like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom. I'm one of those people who thinks that was way too dark. I remember the part where the character gets his heart ripped out. That made my sister cry. She ran away to her bedroom. And as for me, and that's weird because I saw Temple of Doom at a time where I was sensitive to even the littlest bit of blood. It just made me cringe really hard, and when you could heard that heartbeat sound, that just made it even more uncomfortable. And I also like the Last Crusade. Interestingly enough, the Last Crusade was the one that didn't leave much of an impact on me, but I liked it okay. So, why are we talking about Indiana Jones today? It is because the fifth Indiana Jones movie is going to be Steven Spielberg's next film. So, as of right now, he just came out the post. I heard it's getting a lot of critical acclaim. Ready Player One, his sci-fi film with all the characters from the 80s and beyond, is coming out in March. And then it's going to be followed up with Indiana Jones 5. That will come out on July 15th, 2020. The actual filming will start in 2019. And the film will be directed by Spielberg once again, with David Koepp writing. I know some people are gonna cringe hearing Koepp's name because he wrote King of the Crystal Skull, although I think the stupidity of Crystal Skull, these stupid scenes, were more George Lucas's fault, because Koepp has written some pretty good scripts in the past, like the script to movies like Jurassic Park and the Spider-Man films. So, oh yeah, and he also wrote War of the Worlds, which is a guilty pleasure for me. It's obviously not the best sci-fi movie, but that was admittedly one of his lesser films. So, how do I feel about a fifth Indiana Jones movie coming? I would say I'm pretty excited knowing that we've got a lot of the key talent from past Indiana Jones films on board. And now that Lucas is semi-retired, he's not going to have too much involvement. Admittedly, though, since Indiana Jones was really more George Lucas's creation than Steven Spielberg's, I would have liked to have him at least have some say on the movie, like he gets to read the script and he gets to shoot around a few ideas. And now that Lucas has given his company Lucasfilm over to Disney, they're no longer obligated to do what he says. They can just say, no, sorry, George, no, we can't, no, I don't think this is a good idea, no, that's kind of dumb, George. So we're not going to see things like, we're probably not going to, I should say, at least see things like the monkey scene or the nuke the fridge scene from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again. So, yeah. And also to note, I know a lot of people out there, including Steven Spielberg, say that no other actor will play Indy than Harrison Ford, which I kind of feel they adopted that mindset after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, and it looked like Shia LaBeouf's character, who played Indy's son, was going to be the next Indiana Jones, and then Shia LaBeouf, you know what happened to him, he started going nuts, and the whole, you can do it, and he just went off on his own tangent, and I kind of feel that's part of the reason why Spielberg doesn't really want to hand off Indiana Jones to another actor. But if that's the case, Shia is just one bunghole in a pool of incredible talent in Hollywood. I heard a while back there were a lot of rumors that Chris Pratt was going to be the next person to play Indiana Jones. And frankly, I would like to see him take it on. I would like to see like a slightly more comedic Indiana Jones, like maybe an Indiana Jones that would add a couple more laps. Like if it was like a more toned down Guardians of the Galaxy in terms of the tone and humor, the use of humor, then I honestly would be open to it. Obviously, I'm not saying I want to see, Indiana Jones go up into space. I'm just saying I want to see kind of a similar style of humor where they pepper in a few jokes here and there, but the emphasis is still on the action and the characters. So I think the fifth Indiana Jones is definitely in a good place. Now, there's obviously the question, are they going to kill Indy? Which, after seeing Blade Runner 2049, I don't think they will. Like, it's definitely a possibility since they did kill off Han Solo in Star Wars The Force Awakens, who, as you know, was also played by Harrison Ford. But I don't think they're bringing Harrison Ford back to these movies just so they can kill his main characters off. I mean, obvious reason it would get too predictable, and that's just kind of a cheap way for Ford to send off his characters. I mean, I even heard with Blade Runner 2049, the writer, or co-writer, I should say, Hampton Fancher said he was considering making a third Blade Runner, which would involve Deckard going off to a foreign country. So I don't think they will kill off Indiana Jones just for the sake of it would just be too predictable. Because hey, they killed Han Solo, so now we have to kill Indy. So I don't think they're going to do that. If anything, I would like to say, this kind of goes back to what I was saying about Chris Pratt. I would like to see Indy maybe pass him on to like one of his new students. Obviously not Mutt, since I don't think they want Shia LaBeouf to come back. But as Collider said, maybe they could pass it off to one of his other students. So I would I would like to see either that happen where a student gets it, or they just get another actor, kind of like what they do in the James Bond movies. So, with that being said, I definitely think Indiana Jones 5 is in a good place. I would talk about the film Spielberg is going to do after that. He is looking to do West Side Story, which he is currently looking for a cast, and he wants to cast Latino actors, Latina, Latinx, it's and he wants to be super culturally authentic. I know there's gonna be people out there that say, Spielberg is an SJW, he's PC police, no. But knowing Spielberg and like his eye for talent and his craft, which I honestly really want to try to learn a lot of cinematic techniques like cinematography and character development from Spielberg, I think we're in a good spot. And it does make sense, especially nowadays, to have, a culturally appropriate cast. So if it's in the hands of a guy like Spielberg, we're definitely in a good spot in the case of West Side Story. As for the story itself, I can't comment. My sister and dad love the Robert Wise West Side Story, but I never got to see it. It looks entertaining, though. My sister said it's kind of like a contemporary Romeo and Juliet. So, alright guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thanks for watching. And if you are going to go on a treasure hunt, beware of boulders, please. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.